こんにちは、ゆうか先生です。今日はカタカナの単語を読む練習をしましょう。Today, let's practice reading katakana vocabulary. In this lesson, I'm going to focus on katakana words with small t for double consonants like this one. ロック Like hiragana spelling,This small t indicates there are double consonants, which is KK in this case. Even though you don't pronounce the first consonant K here, you still give one beat when you pronounce the word. So this particular word has 3 beats like this. ロック、ロック、ロック。It's not ロック。It's ロック。If you haven't watched this lesson where I explain how to pronounce Japanese double consonants, please go to the lesson. I'll leave the link to the lesson in the description below. Also, please be sure to try other katakana reading practices that I have on my channel. This is the practice lesson for long vowels, and this one is for glides with small ya, yu, yo. Okay, before we get into today's drill, let me point out one thing that you need to keep in mind when you write Japanese words with small-sized letters. Let me use this word, ロック as an example. If I place each katakana letter of this word in virtual squares, this is how it should look. ロック Pay attention to the small t here. Do you see that? The small t is placed in the lower half of the square, right? This is the correct location for any small-sized letters in Japanese spelling. It doesn't matter if it's katakana or hiragana, or if it's a small t for double consonants, or small ya, yu, yo for glides. Any small letters in Japanese words have to be placed in the lower half of the square. This is when you are writing horizontally. But if you are going to write vertically, then you have to place the small letters in the right half of the square like this. By the way, you can read this katakana word, right? This is jazz. Jazz. What about this one? Right. This is nuts. Nuts as in peanut. And of course, you do the same when you're writing something in hiragana too. If you're writing it vertically, you place small letters in the right half of the square. If you're writing it horizontally, then you place it in the lower half of the square. Now take a look at this particular word. This word has 2 types of small-sized letters in one word. This is small t for double consonants, and this is small yo for glides. As you can see, both letters are placed in the lower half of the square. This is the proper way of spelling. Can you pronounce this word, by the way? This is 一緒に 一緒に which means together in Japanese. Never place them in the upper part of the square like this, okay? When I'm checking my students' writing, I sometimes notice that these small letters are misplaced. Please be careful not to place them above the center line. They have to be placed below the line like this. The same goes for katakana words. Don't place the small letters too high, but place them in the lower half of the square. Okay, let's begin today's exercise. Just like previous katakana drills, I'm going to show you katakana word and give you 5 seconds to figure out how to read it. For this lesson, I chose 11 katakana words that are originated in English. So if you know how to pronounce it, you may be able to figure out its meaning too. Feel free to pause the video anytime if you need more time to think about it, okay? After 5 seconds, I'll give you the answer. For your convenience, I added the timestamps for each katakana word in the description box below. Okay, let's begin. The first one. チケット、チケット。メッセージ、メッセージ。ショッピング、ショッピング。ヨーロッパ、ヨーロッパ。ジャケット、ジャケット。ルーレット、ルーレット。ポップコーン、ポップコーン。コーヒーカップ、コーヒーカップ。インターネット、インターネット。Since now you know how to say internet, you may be able to easily guess the meaning of the next word. How do you pronounce it and what is it? Right, this is ネットショップ。ネットショップ meaning online shop. Okay, here's the last one. スターバックス、スターバックス。I'm not sure if you know about this, but Japanese people have the tendency to make long words shorter and they create their own terms. Starbucks is one of them. When Starbucks first came to Japan, people used to call it Starbucks. But since then, they have come up with the shorter version of the name by picking up these 3 syllables, and they call it Staba. Staba. Nowadays, this is the most common term for Starbucks in Japan. Same with the smartphone. It used to be smartphone, but now people just call it スマホ。スマホ。A personal computer used to be パーソナルコンピューター。パーソナルコンピューター in Japanese. But now it's just パソコン。 パソコン。I hope you enjoyed today's exercise and now feel more comfortable reading katakana words with long vowels, glide, and double consonants. In the next katakana exercise, I'm going to introduce the special spelling rules that exist only for katakana words. We don't use this for hiragana words. It's a special spelling system that was invented for katakana only to transcribe foreign words with the sounds that we don't have in Japanese. For instance, a word like this, chef. We have the sounds sha, shu, sho in Japanese, but we don't have the sound she. Then how do we spell this word chef in katakana? I'm going to teach you that in the next lesson. If you are interested in learning how to write katakana, I have the complete katakana lessons on my channel, so please check them out. I'll leave the link to the playlist in the description. I also have a katakana chart and practice sheets that you can download on my website. I'll leave all the information down below. ではまた次のレッスンで会いましょう。